Capcom.
Yay!
Back when they used to be really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
People say that like they haven't been turning shit around the last couple of years.
I mean,
They've had
every
a lot of good
department,
releases.
but their fighting game department has been good the past couple of years.
This isn't the fight. Still isn't a fighting game, so. Still
No,
works
so,
out.
well, like there was a time when like all their games were crap, and then it's gotten to the point where like at least now that it's everything but their fighting games are crap, aren't crap.
So we're playing.
Like,
They turned it.
So we're playing Resident Evil for the CLG
Wait.
marathon. What?
Did this start mid-conversation about how shitty Capcom was like 10 years ago?
Welcome to Resident Evil, folks!
Yay!
Where we may or may not shit talk the people who made the game we're playing.
We made every game we're gonna be playing.
Whoops!
Since I cut that off, it's a marathon. We're gonna plow through the everything up to 4. Can you tell I haven't done this in a while?
So yeah, we're going to be starting with the PS1 of Resident Evil 1. And I'm going to be playing Jill because screw Chris.
Wait, are we just not doing Chris?
Maybe. I don't like Chris's scenario.
We don't need little wimpy Chris before he can punch a boulder.
That's right. Before you can pay, if you can't punch a boulder, we don't need you.
I'm putting on the record now, I'm doing both scenarios in remake.
I might as well do
Okay.
Chris then.
And wait, for remake 2 or?
Remake of this game.
Okay.
I'm doing the remakes of both of them. Eventually.
No, I haven't found it yet, God.
Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City.
See, this marathon, we made this choice at a really good time, because we need a shit ton of filler right now.
Yeah.
So a marathon provides a shit ton of filler.
Bravo team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared.
Oh no.
Oh no, we accidentally lost the team. Oops.
No, it's funny. You know how in Resident Evil 2 there's the stars room?
Mm-hmm.
There's no Bravo team room.
Well, I assumed, my assumption has always been that
It was Bravo team's
the
helicopter.
room was drastically
Nobody was
changed. And I know it's a small room in the
Strangely,
context of the
most of
game,
equipment
but in
was
like a
still there.
logical sense, it's been like
However,
2 or 3
we soon
months.
discovered
You would get
why.
rid of the desks of all dead people. You just would. There'd be no reason to have. So, while
But
it doesn't make sense in the size of the room, because it's really a small
Maybe
room,
Charlie team becomes Bravo team.
there is no Charlie teach.
Charlie team are just the beat cops. That's all they are.
We can promote some.
And knowing Brian Irons, he probably made Star's Alpha team carry out Bravo team's desks.
Probably.
But like even like I doubt the chief was not that cheap that he would have gotten the glass that's on the door redone.
No, Joseph! If only we knew who you were! That's why you don't go on the mission when you're 2 days before retirement!
It's either that, or
That was-
everyone in Star's team shared a desk.
No, don't go.
That's
know
the
about
take y'all decided to go with? Oh, okay.
Well, think about it. If that's the take they went with, what do you think the rest of them were like?
You were almost a Jill sandwich?
Yeah. Yes, Camilla.
I'm gonna see if I can go this whole LP without
Chris
quoting that.
Redfield.
Oh my
Without
god!
quoting any of the lines in this.
Jill Valentine.
Something I do in every other LP we do. I'm not gonna do it.
Jesus Christ!
Barry Burton.
Barry
How
Burton.
cheesy this is.
I love this. I
Yeah.
showed it to my friend who's never seen these games, and he just was like dumbfounded.
It looks like they tried to shoehorn Sakura into this game. Now that I look at
This is my
it,
favorite. This is my favorite. He slicks his hair back
That
and
was
this is
bad.
Resident
Yeah.
Evil.
here. They have escaped into the mansion,
The mansion.
where they thought it was
It was
safe.
safe.
Yet.
Yes. Ellipses.
What is this? Wow.
Yeah, what is this?
What a mansion.
No, wait, I did it. Shit. I already quoted the dialogue.
It's hard not to.
Where's
That
Chris?
lasted like a minute.
Yeah, like when she gets the shotgun, we're gonna all be laughing and
Stop
quoting
it.
that for like
Don't
hours.
open that door.
Yes.
Oh,
Chris
God damn it.
Don't open
What
that
is
door.
That door.
Maybe it's Chris.
Chris.
Now,
Chris.
Jill, can you go?
I'm going with you. Chris is our old partner, you know.
Okay.
Oh, damn it, I got it wrong.
Let me handle
I'm a
this.
failure.
Stay alert.
Ah,
Okay.
it feels like 1996 in here. Or is that just me?
Nah, it feels like 1996.
Yeah,
Loading
it's,
screen.
Black screen.
I will say that's one great thing about the new remake is that there's no loading screens.
It 2's remake, there's no loading screens unless you die, and it's so cool.
What?
Ooh.
What is
Maybe it's
this?
just because I've used to video games from
What
like
is it?
2003 when
Blood.
everything had a loading screen, but oh my goodness, just
Jill,
walking through
See
a
if you
door
can
and the door
find
opening,
any other clues.
Wow.
I'll be examining this.
or walking through a
Hope
door and
this
getting
is not
sucker punched in the
Chris's
face.
blood.
X, go give it to you.
Barry's investigating.
I'll be
I'll keep that
examining
there for
this.
now.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna stare at this
blood,
blood for
alright.
about 3 hours to figure out if it's blood or red jam.
It's
Ketchup.
blood, alright.
This is the most coppery tasting jelly I've ever had.
Quick, make toast.
Nom.
Check your pockets, maybe Kenneth has some.
I think it's funny that with the remake, they barely it felt like they barely upgraded this scene in the newest remake. Like that little cutscene, they're like, "Nah, we're gonna leave the original in there. It'll be good."
Well, we could reshoot it or not. Let's just keep it in.
What is it?
Watch out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of this.
Bang. Bang.
Doesn't he have a magnum?
Yes.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Alrighty then.
What?
Yes,
is
somehow, in Resident Evil
Kenneth
1
was
remake,
killed
the
too.
fucking thing gets up and
Maybe
walks
by
away.
this creature. Anyway,
It's because
let's
dumbass
report
Barry
this to
shoots in the
Wesker.
chest.
It's because you didn't light it on fire.
Well, no, that's a whole different story. Because the zombie goes back into that hallway and it's a perfectly normal zombie, which means it took 6 magnum rounds to the chest and walked it off.
I mean,
Which means
they
if
do
you-
that in Resident Evil 2 remake. Haven't you watched anybody play it?
Motherfucker, I played it.
Wesker!
Oh, you have it? I didn't know you had it yet.
Help me look
Of
for
course
it,
I
Jill.
have.
And don't leave this hall for the time being.
I finished it last night, actually. No, wait. Is it Saturday? I finished it on Thursday.
Well, usually you don't get games right away, so that's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah, well, it's Resident Evil, so I make an exception here.
Did you play it on hardcore or did you play it on
Find anything,
regular?
Jill?
Standard.
Nothing. What is this all about?
I've seen hardcore. I'm
Figure
not
it out
interested.
at all.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Beats me too.
Now it's Wesker's time to disappear. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
Wesker.
it can't be helped. Let's search for him
Wesker!
separately. I'll check the dining room again.
Okay, I'll try the door on the opposite side.
This
You're
mansion is
still not
gigantic.
dead.
We could get into trouble if we
Oh,
get
that,
lost.
goodness, that's an old ass
We
joke.
should start from the first floor.
That's a joke that was
okay?
never on this channel.
And Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
If she's the master of unlocking, why didn't she have her own
Thanks.
lockpick?
Maybe I'll need it.
Logic.
Because Barry was trying to level up his lockpicking skill, but he decided now was not the
If
proper
something
time.
happens,
But this still doesn't explain why she didn't have her own.
I think one of the
Star
novels.
only has the money for one lockpick. They could have bought a second lockpick, but Wesker demanded they buy a bunch of hair gel,
Need more hair
and
gel.
Wesker pulled rank.
One of the novels. I think it was one of the novels.
I didn't even know there were novels.
Yeah, there's a fucked up novel.
Yeah. I haven't read any of
By
them, but
S.D. Perry, I think. But the author's attempt to like justify that line was like in Jill's backstory. I think she was like, I think I haven't read the book, but I've read trivia and shit that said that the book gave her a backstory where her father was like a con artist, and that's where she picked up lockpicking skills, which is what, according to the book, Barry's referring to. But obviously, it's just shitty writing. But
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I can understand a cop knowing how to pick locks. It makes sense if you're like a detective.
Yeah.
You know how illegal and how all that evidence. If a detective picked a lock, none of that evidence would be.
No, not if they have a search warrant, but they don't want the person to know that they're there. They can pick a lock.
Yeah, because as long as they have the warrant, it's fine.
And there are actually some warrants that there's like it's not a search and seizure warrant. It's like basically you can go in and look to see if they have anything.
Probable cause.
No, it's not even that.
That lets you go in and if you think there's an emergency, regardless of warrants.
Yeah, but there's a type of warrant that you can look in and you can if you think that this is that person's say it's like a drug dealer and you have proof that he's a drug dealer, say past convictions or whatever, and you want to prove that he's breaking his probation or whatever. There are times that a judge will give you a search and look warrant, but not a search and seizure warrant.
So, searching.
Yeah, basically, but it has, I forget what the name of it is. But you go in and you're allowed to look, but you don't take anything with you.
I feel like I'm never gonna meet a detective who can pick locks. Regardless of that reasoning behind it.
I mean, I know a bounty hunter that knows how to pick locks.
That's a different story. That's a drastically different story. I didn't say shit about bounty hunters. I expect bounty hunters to know how to pick locks. That should be a fucking skill to trade right there.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched the bounty hunter on Twitch pick a lock with or open a lock with a piece of cable.
Does
that
he
was pretty cool.
stream his bounty hunting?
Yes, he does.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's he's a partner on Twitch too, so it's completely with terms of service.
It's fucking weird.
No, it's.
I want to get into a conversation that makes me less uncomfortable. Bounty hunters on Twitch makes me just uncomfortable for some reason.
Nothing in here.
Is this bathroom really just nothing?
Usually there's a zombie in here.
It's in case Jill wants to take a shower.
There's
Just like
in here.
in Parasite Eve 2, you need the gratuitous shower scene for no fucking reason.
Yep.
Oh, there's a reason.
I'm talking about besides fan service.
Yeah.
I think that goes. Well, no, I guess I've seen that one. That one doesn't really go beyond fan service. But...
Like in the Street Fighter 2 movie. I mean,
the animated one.
Yeah, the animated one.
Chun-Li's just straight up naked for a whole 15 seconds.
It's a shotgun.
Yeah.
If you see the uncensored one halfway through the fight, she's fighting with the boob out because that guy cuts her shirt. So it's even worse.
Well, it's not a very good movie, so they had to have something going for it, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Street Fighter movies are terrible. They
no.
all are.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about bad things. All the Street Fighter movies are. There's I think it was in the 90s, an animated Tekken OVA or something. It's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's so bad it's funny.
One of those sisters just fucking gets eaten by a dinosaur.
You're going to be crushed. Whatever will you do?
What's going on?
Wow, she takes that long to be like, what's going on?
Something's not right about this.
All the doors are locked and the ceiling's coming down. What's going on?
Oh man, I must be getting taller all of a sudden. What's going on?
Finally,
I really shouldn't have eaten those mushrooms from the rabbit before he came on this mission.
did I put stilts on?
Oh, Barry!
That was too close. You were almost a
One of my
gentle
favorite
sandwich.
changes.
You're right. Barry, thanks for
Why is she so happy?
You're right.
You're right. I almost died.
One of my favorite changes in the remake is that they add more items to that room to incur. Fuck.
I just
To
had
encourage you
something I
not to
wanted
go
to
there right
check.
away and get the shotgun
Now,
immediately.
let's
Yeah.
get back to searching for the lost captain and Chris, shall we?
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah.
And why is he like, oh yeah, no, I totally not just saved my partner from getting crushed to death in this weird ass mansion,
'Cause
and I'm just gonna
Barry's
stroll
a-
off like she almost
Like,
Humble
yeah,
motherfucker.
like maybe we shouldn't split up because there are not only are there monsters, but there's apparently crazy death trap.
and there's a random shotgun.
Yeah. Well, like a shotgun in the mansion that, so the guy just owned a shotgun.
It's not random because it was on a mount.
Yeah.
That means it's where it's supposed to go. The random one is the broken ass one sitting in a cupboard for no reason.
Isn't that only in... Oh yeah, isn't that how Chris has to get the shotgun?
Yeah, but it is a Jill pick it up too. Because if you wait long enough, you have to do it that way, or Barry doesn't save you.
I didn't know that. I don't know this game that well.
Yeah, well, I do.
Why are there...
End of
No
life.
one cares if there's birds in this fucking mansion all of a sudden.
I just choose to believe that Umbrella and presumably Spencer just kept birds in
Like an
here.
old man. That does not look like an old man. That looks like a woman with a bonnet.
Looks kind of like Santa Claus to me.
Yeah.
Lively boy. No.
So I've been watching a lot of like ghost shows and stuff like that the past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I have not been sleeping well.
Like Ghost Hunters or...
Yeah. And like the other ones that they have on that on Travel Channel.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Adventures.
Like there was one last night that had to do with like aliens. That was interesting.
I used to watch a lot of those. Infant. Yes, infant. Of a lively boy.
Boy.
Of a young man who's tired of working at his job.
Pretty much everyone.
Yeah. Tired middle-aged man who's having a midlife crisis.
Pretty much everyone who's middle-aged.
Why did I get this BA in English?
Why did I get a BA in criminal justice? Oh right, I don't know anymore.
The only
This is suddenly very real and I don't like it.
yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable. This whole conversation's getting really uncomfortable.
Oh,
I'm not drunk enough for this.
hold on. I need to pause.
Okay.
A list of different degrees, yet everyone still works at Walmart.
But the economy is thriving.
I hope she goes through the footage and just listens to us shit talk later.
Yeah. So do I.
Doesn't even edit this, just leaves all this shit in.
Yeah, just leaves. And
There was
like,
actually it was funny. There was actually a politician that were talking about like, oh, there's job growth. There's job growth. They're like, yeah, there's job growth. You can get a part-time job working at your local grocery store.
You don't work
Guess
at
what?
McDonald's.
You can't pay your bills with that.
Yeah.
They're like, what kind of job growth is that? It doesn't matter if the
It's
jobs are
the
not
wrong
worth living wage.
jobs.
Ah,
The wrong jobs.
yes, yeah. Yeah, and like, yeah, there's like a lot more jobs, but the income growth, which, what actually matters is like laughably low.
This is
so
too
it's
real. Please stop.
Listen, we're battling an evil corporation, and in reality, aren't most corporations evil?
Oh no, this whole series is just a parallel to the big corporations ruling the world. God damn it. Capcom is predicting shit.
yes,
all.
and in a few years, this will become the Shadowrun universe. There we go.
Well, at least then I can have robot arms.
True.
Dude, at least then I can just jump into my computer and do whatever the fuck I want on my computer.
Well, yeah,
Implying
true.
you'll be able to afford a computer.
Okay.
Don't mind us. We're just talking shit over here.
We're just talking shit, getting too real.
Okay, hold on.
Realizing just how depressing everything is.
Just get back up again.
Since you guys have probably played more Shadowrun games than I have, is there any current Shadowrun game where a Decker isn't OP?
I didn't think that they were that useful in Shadowrun Returns, to be honest. I always had one in my party. I didn't really care for them.
Because like all the ones I've done, like all the ones I've played, I've made my main character a Decker, and just like so
it's a little different when it's the main character, because especially in Returns, most of the characters you can recruit were significantly worse by default than you'll ever be.
Yeah.
So, kind of like everyone in Returns was garbage, except like a couple of plot characters who show up every once in a while.
Stick this out there.
What was the one with the? I think it was Dragonfall. I really like that one.
I needed to play this one yet.
Dragonball was good.
They're all
Hong
good.
Kong was pretty good too, and oh yeah,
Why did you
and
miss?
like if you really want to play Returns and you have Hong Kong, just go ahead and play the go ahead and play the version someone made for Hong Kong because it's better.
Unless you're like me and obsessed with seeing games in order, then don't do that.
Well, I mean, sure. But one of the major problems I had with Shadowrun Returns is like you had to like all the money you got, you needed to spend on Shadowrunners, so you never had any money.
I just banked on what's her name for a long time and it worked out pretty well for me.
Oh.
When I played Returns, I went through like the first half of the game without knowing I could reload.
Happy
Okay.
So like I run out of bullets and like the game never flat out tells you can reload. so like I'm going through battles and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna stab this guy to death.
What we need to do is go do the old SNES game. That's
I really
Shadowrun?
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah,
Apple did a playthrough of that, didn't he?
I think you did one a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember watching that. That was a really good LP, actually.
Yeah.
My favorite part of Returns is the main character in the game just kind of fucking shows up for a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
And then just kind of fucks off for a while.
He like starts.
Yeah.
He's at the very start of the game to like
Yeah,
show
yeah.
you around and then just fucking
And then he
bounces.
just fucks it. He's like, alright, well, good luck with your shit. Bye.
Yeah, and then he like shows back up when you go to the funeral, and he's like, "Oh hey, I'm here." Yeah.
Wasn't he in like a dumpster when you find him?
And the
He's
first time
in
you find
the
him, he's in
morgue.
a cooler in a morgue.
Yeah.
That's where
That's
he
like-
first started.
Oh, I could have.
Yeah.
I could have loaded this and used the
That's from the old stream we tried to do.
Yeah, I mean, because I have the closet key for that one. Oh well,
Oh, well.
Yeah.
no doubt.
Costumes are whack in this game.
Through the magic of editing.
Yeah, maybe.
Costumes kind of suck. in this
Insert
game,
water
so,
effects.
Like,
The
I don't care for the
yeah, the costumes aren't that great anyway.
Really good in remake when you put the boob tube on. I
What?
think. The boob tube.
Yeah, the
She
Resident
wears
Evil
the-
3 outfit.
He wears that blue shirt. The boob tube. Because it's a tube and you can see her
Why
boobs.
was that her outfit in 3? Was that ever explained?
She was dressed casually and then zombies happened. You don't get to pick what you're wearing when shit goes down.
But Jill doesn't seem like the type of woman that would dress like that.
I don't
Like
know.
she looked like a stripper.
All we see is her on job. People are vastly
Maybe
different on the
she,
job.
like, you know, maybe she strips for a hobby?
You guys are overthinking it. It's really as simple as she has an on-the-job demeanor, which is all we ever see because we only ever see her on the job, and we got that brief glimpse of her off-the-job demeanor where she dresses like a hooker.
So what you're saying is she's a lady at work and a freak everywhere else.
Yes. That
Very
is
well.
exactly what I'm saying.
Well, with how repressed and professional she would have to be at work, that does make sense.
It's all because Chris is gay.
I mean,
I
hey,
I did play 6. I don't know.
yeah,
I saw
there
him
is.
in what's his
Piers.
Piers?
Yeah.
Piers.
Piers.
Yeah, that's the guy's name.
I ship it.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
also really like bad in Revelations too? Like
Not-
there was one guy in
well-
Revelations.
No, I think what people refer to Revelations is there's like a scantily clad lady he works with for most of the game, and he ignores her advances because they're
Yep.
working. And everyone's like, that must mean he's gay, and not, he just really wants to fight bioterrorism.
Yeah, Chris is just that I can see. Chris is just being professional.
Yeah.
Sick. Chris and Pierce, I ship.
I think of it this way. I think Chris has 2 loves, and they're both platonic. His sister and Justice.
I think he loves
Only
Jill too,
because
but that's
he
platonic
hasn't
as
found
well.
a way to screw Justice.
Okay, there's, I guess 3. Jill 2.
Because he really
Goes to a
cares.
fuck ton of F in 5.
Mhm.
I don't know. I haven't played any of the games where Claire and Chris actually interact. So
It's only 1, so you're not missing much.
which
They
one was
literally
it?
only ever speak in Code Veronica.
Uh,
And it's
'Cause,
like the
like, I know-
last 30
I knew
minutes of the game.
like I knew they brought Jill back for Revelations 2, and I never played that
No,
one.
they brought Claire back for Revelations 2.
Huh?
It was Claire in Revelations 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I knew they brought Claire back in Revelations
You,
2.
you said Jill.
Yeah.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I was like, it's Jill in Revelations 1.
Oh, my bad. But but I remember they brought her back in Revelation 2, and like I didn't play that one, so I didn't know if like they talked in that one or not.
They didn't talk at all. The last invert your ears, or
Barry!
the last cutscene has her talking to
What's
Piers
going on? Any clues?
from 6.
No.
Because it's like right
something's
before
wrong
6,
with
I
this
guess.
house.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Which means
All is dangerous.
while Revelations 2 is happening,
Maybe
Chris
it's
is on
better to
his
secure our
drunken
escape
amnesia
route
bender.
first. There must be a back door somewhere. Let's try to find
There
it
is not.
first, shall we?
Stay
Well, how
out.
about since
Okay.
there is only the
Let's separate
one
again.
dog
Just a moment.
outside?
I
Use your
found
mag. Kill
I
it.
don't think
What
there's.
is
I think there's not just
It's
one
a
dog.
weapon.
We saw 2 jump through a window.
It's really
I think there's a
powerful,
fucking horde of dogs
especially
out there.
against living things. Better take it with you.
But
How
about
soon
you, Barry?
after
I have
Resident
this.
Evil 1 did Resident Evil
Thank
2
you.
happen?
I'll take this
Like 2 or
then.
3 months.
Yeah.
This is like June, and I think 2 is September. The remake of 2 is September, at least.
Yeah,
So I
when you-
assume the original's at the same time.
When you talk to Martin at the beginning of the game in the police station, I think he said about 2 months ago.
Yeah, roughly. That's basically what he says.
Yeah.
The remake dated September 28th when Leon and Claire roll into town,
Mm-hmm.
and the zombie outbreak had been happening for like 4 or 5 days by that point. I think.
So what the hell did Jill and Chris do when they got out of here?
Well, Chris was already gone. Chris left like weeks before to go to a quote unquote vacation to Europe, aka track Umbrella down in Europe. Jill, I don't really know what the fuck Jill. I guess Jill's just being a human being who exists.
Forest is protected
It-
by crows. Speaking of crows.
By the time 3 is over, everyone who was on the Stars team is away from Raccoon City except for Brad, who's dead.
Well, he's kind of away.
He doesn't. His corpse never leaves. It gets nuked.
Ah, well,
Now his particles are part of everything. It's
Thank
okay. The breeze carried them far away.
yeah.
So he's away too.
Okay, well, but Chris fucked off to Europe and didn't tell anybody because he's a dick. I don't know. Told Jill, I guess, and Barry, but he didn't tell Claire. His justification in the diary in the game is like, I didn't want to put her in danger.
And she ends up coming to
Fucker.
find him and gets
He
him
goes
in
to-
danger.
He's in danger
And
because
then he goes to fucking Rockford Island to find your bitch ass and gets put in even more danger. Fuck you, Chris. Fuck you.
I haven't heard from my brother, who's my only living family, and I don't know how long. I'm gonna go to the town he lives in to see what's going on.
Holy shit!
Oh shit!
Oh shit, zombies! If only someone would have mentioned the zombie outbreak, I might not have came here.
If only my brother had said not to come find me, I would have fucked off. And then,
Yeah.
surprise, she picks up and goes to find him in Europe.
But actually, and if you'd have gone,
I hate
I'm
modern
going
art.
to Europe, don't find me, you'd have probably went and tried to find him anyway.
But like, what if you just put, "Hey, I'm going to Europe on vacation. I'll call you when I get back."
Well, it's
She
phrased
probably-
differently between
She
this
would
game and
chilled.
it's phrased differently between 2 and the remake. Because in the original version of 2, you find his diary. In remake, you find a letter he sent. In the diary, he's just outright with it. I'm gonna go fucking fix this shit in Europe. Don't tell my sister. Okay, thanks, bye. The letter he sends in remake's like vaguely written. And he's like, I'm going on vacation to Europe. You wouldn't believe how many. I think he says like hot babes are under these umbrellas. And Claire's like, that doesn't sound like Chris at all. And I'm like, no
Oh.
fucking shit. So, I
That
think
just puts more fuel on the Chris is gay fight.
I think Capcom at this point has embraced it, honestly.
well, I think the
'Cause they
implication
never
is
really-
supposed to be that that's just not words Chris would use. Even if he isn't gay, it's just not words he would use. I wouldn't say those things either. If you saw me read a message that said, you know, I'm hanging out with hot babes under these umbrellas, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with Brute? What's wrong with
Yeah.
this fucker?
yeah, see, I
And I'm
mean,
not gay, so it's just like, that doesn't sound like Chris. It just doesn't.
I don't know if I got a message from you like that, bro, I'd be like, "Holy shit, what the hell happened?"
Exactly! That's my point.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say there's something wrong with you. I'd be like, "What the hell happened?"
Well, you just be like, that doesn't sound, that's not normal. You
that
don't talk like
doesn't
that. What the
sound
fuck?
like rude. I mean,
You'd
like,
be like, because
Brute on the beach? What the hell? He'll like crumple to dust in 5 minutes. He's been with an umbrella.
I was gonna say that's why he's under the umbrella.
No, the umbrella wouldn't help.
it really would.
If umbrellas can help vampires, they can save Brute.
No,
It's one of the funniest
nothing
things.
can save Brute.
One of my favorite, like, dumb medical diagnoses I have when I was really young. I don't remember exactly what they called it, but it was, they basically said the doctor phrased it as I get allergic to the sun, but I think it's actually like the sun sickness. If I'm in the sun for more than like an hour and a half, I get like vomitly ill.
Ooh.
Who designed the staircase like that?
Oswald D. Spencer
Yeah.
Isn't it awesome?
or George Trevor, depending on how directly you want to take that statement. I guess.
I mean, I understand, like, for game design, it's literally designed that way to make you go all the way around and, like, engage with those zombies. But from a, architectural standpoint,
Architect's name is George Trevor. I'd tell you, I'd tell you to ask him, but he's fucking dead. The man who commissioned him, Oswald E. Spencer, had him killed, and then took his daughter and experimented on her. So,
Teehee.
there's a lot of shit that happened in Resident Evil that I didn't realize.
well, that was added in remake, but it's still the case. It's canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TEXD.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, to pretty much get an idea with Umbrella, just imagine the worst possible people ever. Then make them worse.
They give you a lot of increments in this one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on easy mode because I want to make sure I can actually finish the game.
But even then, like, that's 17? That's ridiculous.
Even on original, you're gonna get upwards to 12 for the whole game, which is more than you need.
Yep.
If you're smart, you can save 4 times. If you're not confident in your skills.
Hey, that's a bazooka.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
I'm just gonna leave this in this box. It's a bazooka.
I'll just fucking put that there.
Yeah, the enemies
it
at
was-
the beginning of the game don't really need, like, the shotgun or the bazooka. It's the stuff later.
And funnily, once the hunters show up, you're basically at the point in the game where you can expend all your shotgun ammo. So.
Yep.
How convenient. Because you won't need it once the hunters show up, because at that point you'll be pretty much cleared non-stop bazooka use.
How convenient.
How convenient. It's almost like intentional smart game design.
I know.
Fucking what?
Yes, I know. Well, with the stuff we get
You have the
nowadays, it's surprising, but yeah.
Or you have the herbicide?
What?
The herbicide.
Yeah, I gotta go back and get it because I forgot. Like, oh.
It's like you're going to the plant. You need the
I need
the
it!
plant killer.
I need it!
I
I don't need it.
You need the plant juice.
I don't need it.
Plant juice.
I need it! Not that. This.
You don't need vitamins and serum.
Nope.
I always need vitamins and serum. I mean, wait, what?
There we go.
Very nice. But yeah, I know almost an uncomfortable amount about the lore of these fucking games.
I mean, for me, it's cool because that's what I play pretty much every game for is story, which is why Kingdom Hearts is kind of annoying me. But I'm not even gonna get into that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be an LP series for that if you wanna save that.
There's so
I
much
like
in that
overly
side.
confused. I love overly confusing
Yeah,
messes, and that's all.
exasperated sigh. That's always a good sign.
I will say just one thing.
Oh boy,
I
here.
managed to avoid hearing "Let It Go" in its entirety until I played Kingdom Hearts 3.
That's in
Oh,
Kingdom
no.
Hearts 3?
Yes,
What?
I've gone so far without hearing it too.
What?
in its entirety.
I'm not
Why?
surprised. There's a
That must be hell.
Frozen is one of the most popular Disney
They-
movies ever.
Based
There
on what
had
I've
to
played
be a
so far,
Disney. I'm not surprised there's a Disney World. There's a Frozen
I'm not.
World.
Well, we already knew there was going to be a Frozen World. We saw in the E3 trailer.
well, like basically,
They include the whole fucking song.
based on what I've experienced so far, and I'm pretty close to the end, from what I can tell. I think they put the most effort into the Frozen world.
Why?
I don't know. I've heard a lot of good things about the Toy Story world.
The Toy Story world is good, but like the amount of time you spend in the worlds is, at least for me, was definitely a lot. Like I spent a lot of time in Frozen, and I just kind of went through it without like looking for everything. And I definitely spent like a good 3.5 hours on Frozen.
Yay.
And then it doesn't even give you that good a Keyblade.
That's just par for the course. There's like 3 good Keyblades in each game. Besides that, they can all go fuck off.
There's actually most of them in this one are pretty good, like depending on your playstyle. Like I have like 3 that I really like.
See, I'll see for myself because everyone told me that about 1 and 2, and both of my experience with those games were always.
Well, they have the transformations in this one,
Okay.
and each Keyblade
Yeah,
has
we said
its
we
own
weren't going to talk.
transformations.
Here we are talking about this. Because all my answers to be everything that you say is going to be, I'll see when I play it.
Yeah, and you'll hear when you play it. Oh.
I have a mute button.
And
I was so
I
pissed. You
don't
have no
know.
idea.
and like I don't know enough about Kingdom Hearts to really, comment on it.
I've been playing the mobile game, and then I played Birth by Sleep, and then I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 a long time ago.
I have never actually sat down and played a full Kingdom.
Oh, and Chain of Memories on the
Pretty
GBA, and that's it. That's all the games I've
That game's
played.
fucking trash.
Oh, hi.
Fucking.
Die!
They actually have like a compendium, like they have the story so far in Kingdom Hearts 3.
God damn it.
Yeah, I'm going to replay them all before I get to 3.
Forgot
No,
something.
I'm just saying, like I thought that was pretty cool and smart of them.
It's cool, but I feel like it's not any less confusing than just fucking playing all the games.
Oh no, it's not. The game's confusing in general.
And then
But I'm just saying.
emotional impact, which is pretty important in that game because it's pretty much all it's going for it.
I really like
That's a
Birth
story
by
that
Sleep.
that's the Kingdom Hearts
I
series
really
is a
like
story
Birth
that
by
thrives
Sleep,
on
too.
emotion. So
Yeah.
if you don't get the emotional impact, then you're just missing the whole point, basically.
So
that's the thing is I never really got the
like-
emotion even when I played the originals. Like when I was a kid, I never really got the emotion. For me, it was always like the nostalgia of going to the Disney worlds that I liked and cared about. And I think that's part of the reason I'm kind of disconnected to this one is because I don't watch any of them that they're in. Besides, I watched Toy Story 1 and like 2. Actually, no, I watched Toy Story 1 and 3.
Well, the whole thing's always been like the Disney thing was the nostalgia hook to get people interested in, along with that weird like Disney and Final Fantasy. What the fuck? And then the emotion of everything is supposed to sell it, but that doesn't always happen, obviously.
There's no Final Fantasy characters that I've seen so far.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Okay, and with as complicated and confusing as the story, Kingdom Hearts story is from what I've heard, which is more confusing, Kingdom Hearts or
Kingdom
Final
Hearts.
Fantasy 13?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
13 people just read a couple of it, like codex entries. Honestly,
With 13, by the end of the game, I was able to kind of understand what was going on with the Lassie and the Falsey, and
here's the difference, Anstca. 13's confusing, but by the end, like you said, you get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts is a series where you have to play every single game and then connect the dots in your head to understand everything. And even then, most
You're
games leave out.
probably getting it wrong.
Still don't get it.
There's still a lot they don't outright tell you leading up to the third game. And even then, I'm sure the third game leaves some fucking strings hanging because they want to carry on the series. So, by default, Kingdom Hearts is more confusing because it's a more long span, complicated series.
Even when you get it, you don't get it.
Yep.
I don't know, like, there's always an understanding you can have, especially if you play them all, or watch them all, or whatever. But because of the way they were, from my understanding, because of the way they were written, how I understand they were written, is it was kind of a by the seat of their pants thing. So a lot of details get bogged down and dropped and just add complications that really shouldn't be if they had thought about it.
Yeah,
But
like there's
we
definitely
didn't
things
plan
that
it
were
out.
written into later games to try to explain.
Hell,
Things are
half of
happening.
Chain of Memories' point was to explain that shit leading up to 2, because they were like, oh fuck, half of the shit we read in 2 doesn't really line up with what we read in 1, so let's fucking make this whack-ass card game and explain dumb shit.
That's a fine grand piano.
That's what would happen to Metal Gear if they hadn't thought about it when they wrote those games. Which makes it all the more impressive, because each Metal Gear game after 2 was supposed to be the last one.
Yeah.
Which means they never accounted for making another one, and they still wrote it relatively well.
Yeah.
I said this to Reki, but like, can you imagine if the guy who made Kingdom Hearts and Hideo Kojima got together to make a game?
Oh.
Well,
Mind blown.
The director of Kingdom Hearts is like a character designer primarily, so I don't even fucking know how he got that job.
Like, he came to the conclusion that one, the story would be all over the place, and you'd probably need like a doctor to understand it,
Yeah.
and two, it would never come out.
Probably, yeah.
The guy from, at least how my knowledge goes, the guy who directs the Kingdom Hearts games is the guy who does a lot of the Final Fantasy characters, at least up until before 15, I think. Also known as the guy who gave everyone all the fucking zippers,
Mm-hmm.
which is why, besides the 6 characters that were in the game, the one of them, it was all characters from games he did the character designs for. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm wrong, which is completely possible. But, you know, that's the risk you take when you feed second-hand information, I guess.
Yeah.
It's another key.
And naturally, he did the designs for the Kingdom Hearts characters, which is why they all have honking huge fucking clown shoes and zippers and shit.
But that's also a lot to do with the Disney aesthetic. The big honking shoes.
Yeah.
They look
That's
so
what I
fucking
always
dumb
attribute
on
it
the
to.
Final Fantasy style character. Like, Sora looks fucking ridiculous in that first game. Those shoes are too fucking big for his
Yeah, that's
style of the art on him. It's fucking dumb.
There was some cartoon that he used to remind me of when I was a kid that like made fun of that. There was like a superhero that like had super feet.
And I
They're
think
not superheroes, supervillains.
them lessening the proportions of stuff like that for 2 was the fucking smartest decision I've ever seen, because it did not look good.
Check. Just so we know what it is. Armor key. There's a purring cat here.
And the shield.
Oops. This way.
I like how it. You'll probably be able to answer this. In the original Resident Evil 2, it was just a police station. It wasn't. It didn't used to be an art museum.
I think there's a throwaway line that mentions it was an art museum or something, but I don't know if that's true or not because I haven't played the original in quite a while.
Because like,
But
I know,
I know the
2,
remake
and I
mentions
figured they
that.
did that to me. I figured they did that to explain the layout and why it's so fucking convoluted.
But I think the big mention was always that the chief was just a fucking weirdo who liked to collect art and make things uncomfortably difficult for everybody. Like, every fucking thing, too, can basically be attributed to Brian Irons as a freaking lunatic who likes to make people's lives difficult.
I think I remember reading something about how the Raccoon City Police Department used to be a museum, and then...
I remember that, too. Also, just on the remake, so I'm not sure if my memory's clogged by that. That's the closet in it for the costumes.
That's for the costume closet is. Oh, there's more ink ribbons. Like, I need any more ink ribbons.
No.
I can't even pick it up.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh no, whatever will
But
we
it was definitely never a big concern to justify the fuckiness of the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it was some article I read, like, because I get, like, the RE newsletter thingy in my email, and they have, like, the answer this question type of things. It's like, what did the police department used to be? Before...
Okay. Because I was just curious if they use that as like a backhanded thing to like, here, let's explain why 3 emblems lead you downstairs into the basement. And
Well,
then,
that's literally just Brian Irons as fuck you weirdo.
Alright, I gotta go see the chief. Alright, my meeting with him is at 9 o'clock, which means I need to work at 10. So I've got all the
Gone
fucking
the wrong
emblems.
way. Oh well.
Like I said, most of it is Brian Irons did that shit intentionally. Make people's lives difficult per the request of Umbrella and his own psychotic neuroses. People really understand how fucking crazy that guy's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You see him in 2 cutscenes and it's a little downplayed, even though he's sitting by a dead body and shit, but he's fucking nuts. And I think Remake does a much better job of making him seem
Yeah.
fucking crazy. He's also firmly in Umbrella's pocket, down to the point where he went to staff meetings, so...
Oh. So it explains it a little bit more in Remake.
No, the staff meetings thing is from the original.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a thing like the sewer that mentions that Brian Irons goes down to the staff meetings on the 6th and 16th of every month in it.
Okay.
They did do a good job in explaining a lot more and like building like a lot of the characters more.
What am I looking for? The ink ribbons. There.
Where is my
There's so many now you can't find them.
Where are they?
Like Marvin is the cop that helps you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they did a great job of actually.
Yeah, they expanded on his stuff. Right, he has more than one scene there. Very nice.
Okay, it's been about 49 minutes, so we're just gonna end it here. When we come back, we'll explore more and talk about other games.
Talk about literally anything else. What the fuck am I gonna say about this?
I don't know. Ah!